It's so good to see you. My name is Tina, and this is Chemosin ASMR. So, today I'm going to give you just like a little life update, what's been going on over the summer, because summer is over. At least for me, summer's over. It doesn't feel like it's over because it's so hot still. But summer's over, so I usually give like a little life update about what has been happening over the summer. But before we get into that, I need to show you something. My mom bought me this the other day, and I have to share it with you because I love it. I'm just trying to see what you could see. Look at this little bird. Oh my god, it's so cute. Why do I love these birds? Why? I don't know. Maybe it's because they're little and they have little outfits and they're just so cute. So cute. She got this at Walgreens. So it's not a Target bird, but I don't care. I don't care. They sell these everywhere. Like they sell them at Walmart, Target, obviously. She got this at Walgreens. I think sometimes they have them at Kroger's. They have these birds everywhere. And I absolutely love them. And look at this guy. He must get a real fall. So he must not actually be from Texas because I'm in South Texas. We do not get a real fall. We just don't. It's so hot. We get like 3 days at the beginning of December where it's like, wow, this feels nice. And then we get super cold, which I also love. But anyway, this guy is super cute. It looks like he's wearing a little sweater and he's got a scarf. Oh my god, it's so cute. So cute. So anyway, I just had to share that with you because it's amazing. Also, I want to mention that there is a very loud tractor going by because they're like cutting the ditches or something. So if it starts to get any louder, I'll pause because I know that could be annoying. So, all right, now I'm gonna try and keep this video relaxed because I tend to get excited when I'm talking about things because I talk to you just like I talk to my friends because we are friends, and I can't control when I get excited or when I get angry about something, and it's just like da, 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 da. I'm gonna try and chill out just a little bit, okay? But I'm not making any promises. So let's get into what happened this summer. Oh, wait, one more thing. And this is exciting. When this video comes out, it's gonna be my birthday. It's my birthday, yay! I actually already celebrated my birthday a little early, because my aunt was coming over and she had some little gifties for me. So there is going to be a haul video coming out soon because I have to show you all the amazing things that I got. Because they always get me such amazing things. But I'm really easy to shop for because I love everything. But anyway, so I just have to find time to record that, but be on the lookout for a gift haul because it's coming. Okay, so what happened over the summer? Towards the beginning of the summer, I went swimming almost not every day, but every Friday, Saturday, sometimes Sunday. I went swimming so much, and it was amazing. It was amazing because when I get into the pool, my MSness kind of goes away. Like I'm still in pain, but it's less pain, and I feel like I can move around like a normal person. And it's like when I'm in the water, it's like I can breathe. It's like I can get a little break from the pain and this. Just, you have no idea what my physical life feels like. It's awful. So when I go swimming and I get into the pool, it's amazing. The second, the absolute second that I get out of the pool, so much pressure and heaviness comes back, so much pain that I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not a normal person. And it sucks. Being in the pool is amazing. It's such a relief. Getting out of the pool is the absolute worst. But like I said, I went swimming a lot towards the beginning of the summer, and then towards the middle to end, I slowed down, and then I just stopped altogether because it was too painful and it was too exhausting. Because I'm sure you know, when you're out in the sun and you're swimming, that takes energy away from you. But the sun also like drains your energy if you're out there too long. And then you feel the heat of the sun on your skin and you're just exhausted. Well, with MS, you're just exhausted all the time anyway. So to have that heat and sun and swimming exhaustion put on top of it, it was too much. It made the actual swimming part not worth the after effects. So that sucked. That sucked. But I did enjoy when I was in the pool. So lots and lots of swimming. Now, this next thing, I have my notes over here as usual so that I can remember what to talk about. This next thing I think was hilarious. Emma did not think so. So, Emma shot out my mom's back window of her car. I know. Let me explain. Okay, so last Christmas, the kids got their Santa presents, but with their Santa presents, I got them the Red Ryder BB gun, okay? Because that's one of their favorite movies, A Christmas Story, and they have the real Red Ryder BB gun at Walmart, so I had to get it, okay? And I'm so not a gun person, but this was a necessity, okay? Um, just because it's nostalgic and whatever. The kids like just exploded with excitement when they got their Red Ryder BB gun, and it's almost a toy, you know, like, although it's not, it's still a BB gun. But it's super easy, and they had so much fun with it. So they hadn't played with it in a while, because I keep that gun in my, I say gun, but come on. I keep it in my mom's house in her laundry room, like behind a ladder and stuff like that, just because I actually really don't like guns, you know, even BB guns. So I always, whenever they use it, I watch them and I make sure that they have the safety on and don't, you know, stuff like that. So when we moved in here, Emma was like, I haven't shot the BB gun in a while. I want to go do target practice or whatever, you know? So I was like, okay. So she went out there and she was like, I realized she didn't have anything to shoot. So I gave her some red Solo cups to go shoot, you know, just shoot anything. And we have these benches in the front of my mom's house that my dad built like a long time ago. But they're these real long, pretty benches, you know? And on the one that's far away, I think that lawnmower thing is coming back. If it gets closer, I'm going to pause the video. But we have these two benches, and there's one far away, and then there's one closer. Well, we use the one far away, and we shoot that way because it's away from the house. It's, you know, and it's like there's woods over there, and my parents' property is quite large, you know, so we shoot that way. So I gave her some, like, she knows all the rules and stuff like that. So a few minutes later, dang, Hold on. Okay, I think it went away. I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't get too loud. But anyway, a few minutes later, Emma comes inside because she was like, I'm going to go shoot it. And I'm like, it's too hot out there for me. I let her go. Uh, so she comes back in a few minutes later after I gave her the red solo cups. And I'm like, dang, you're done already? Like, it must be really hot out there. And she had this look on her face. And I'm like, what? And she was like, I had to tell you something. And I'm like, okay, just spit it out, girl. And she's like, and I was like, just say whatever it is that you're gonna say. She was like, I shot grandma's window out of her car. And I'm like, what? I'm like, okay, whatever, shut up. Like I thought it was a joke. And then she started to freak out. Hopefully it's not too loud. And then she started to freak out and like panic. And I'm like, are you serious? I'm like, wait a minute. What happened? And she said she went out there to shoot on the bench to shoot away from the house. And my dad had put a bird feeder, it's like a little birdhouse bird feeder, on the bench. And so if she were to put the cup on the bench and miss, she would hit the bird feeder. Man, it is loud. Anyway, it'll go away in a minute, I promise. It would hit the bird feeder, and she didn't want to hit the bird feeder, so she used this bench closer. Did she shoot that way? No, she shot this way. Not thinking. She thought about the birdhouse. What if she shoots it? If she misses the cup? But did it register in her mind that there is a car, two cars actually, facing this way? Like if you shoot this way, there's cars there. But there wasn't anything on the bench, so I don't think that it registered. So she did a few shots, hit the solo cup, and then she missed a shot. It somehow hit the car door and ricocheted, and it like curved. It's like a weird JFK assassination type situation. It hit the car, and then bam, it hit the window. How did that happen? I don't know because I wasn't out there. So I go out there and I'm like, there's no way. And I look at it and I'm like, dang, because that thing is shattered. And when it hit that window, it shattered everything out. Yeah, some of the glass went in, but everything came out. I don't know. It was insane. And I was like, okay. I did not yell. I did not scream. I was just like, okay, well, this happened. So you gotta go tell grandma. Okay. So we go in the house and she is just terrified. And she's like, Grandma. And I told my mom, I was just like, just breathe. And she was like, oh gosh, what happened? And I was like, Emma, you have to tell her because she did it. I wanted her to tell her. And so she told Grandma, I shot out your car window. And my mom did the exact same thing. She was like, what? Well, I have to go see it. The exact same thing that I said. So she goes out there and she's like, wow, you really shot that thing. And Emma just loses it and she's just bawling and bawling and bawling. Neither of us were yelling. She did not get in trouble. This girl punishes herself. I'm telling you, like she doesn't even need parenting. She knows so well what right and wrong is. But both me and my mom were like, well, this happened. So you learned the lesson, right? Don't do that again. And I guess we're gonna fix it. Emma just lost it. I was like, well, okay, for your punishment, because it was like she was looking for a punishment. I was like, you have to sweep up all of this glass. So she swept up the glass, but I'm like, what are you supposed to do? Obviously it was an accident, and she has not touched that BB gun since. My son doesn't even acknowledge the BB gun. I was like, let's just get rid of it. And my mom was like, no, don't get rid of it because they really enjoy it. So, but neither of them have touched it. But it wasn't that big of a deal. I was like, okay, no big deal, you know? So I was just like, my dad, he is a mechanic, but he also can like fix cosmetic things on cars. So he was just like, just order a new glass thing on Amazon, which my mom did, and I just paid for it. It was $100, you know, and my dad fixed it. No big deal. We learned a lesson. That's, but man, she was so upset. And I'm like, why are you so upset? And she was like, it's just, like she just went into panic mode, you know. And I did everything to try and make her feel better, you know, but it did take time for her to be like, wow, that was crazy, you know. But I just thought that it was hilarious, especially because she thought that we were gonna like murder her or something. And I'm like, no, because like, what is yelling at her gonna do? It's not gonna fix the window, you know? She learned a lesson. That's all that needs to be done, you know? And then we fix it. No big deal, right? But isn't that crazy? Like, how could she not think, I don't want to accidentally shoot the birdhouse, so I'm gonna shoot towards the cars, but I'm not gonna register that I'm shooting at cars. I don't know. I don't know. I just thought that it was so hilarious. So hilarious. So, anyway, and then another good thing I was so excited about, which nobody cares, nobody cares, but I cared about, is I got to see one of my best friends in the whole world, Ethan. He is like my little brother, okay? I have known him for, 20 years, and he lives very far away, and he's so busy. He is, well, he's just really busy. um, he's actually a detective, so he's got a lot of work, which sucks. But he lives very far away, so it's rare that I get to see him. It has been actually a year and a half since I have seen him, and I finally got to see him, and it was the best. It was the best. And we went to dinner, so that was good. Um, I don't know, it was just really good to see some, like, you know, that feeling like when you haven't seen your family in such a long time and you get to see them again. It's so like, so great, you know. And the kids, they were excited to see him because to him, he's Uncle Bucky. He's always been Uncle Bucky, you know. So they got to see Uncle Bucky again, and they love Uncle Bucky. So that was good. And then I went to the doctor, which I don't like going to the doctor anymore. I used to not mind going to the doctor because I like my doctor. But I don't really like going to my doctor anymore because before he was always so happy to see me, and we would talk about, you know, what's been going on, what our plans are, what's going on in his life. Like, he's one of those doctors where it's like you want to go see him because he's your friend, and like, you know about his life, he knows about your life, and he'll give you medication if you need it or something, or just check you out. Like, I love it. Not anymore though, because every time I go in, I feel like the lights are flashing or something. I don't know if you can tell. That's interesting. Back now. Oh my gosh. But now when I go to see him, it's very, you can just see the sadness on his face because every time I go in, it's like I'm a little worse. And I hate that because he's always apologizing to me. He's always apologizing. And it's like, I don't want to say, don't do this because you make me feel bad because I don't want to make him feel bad, you know? But he did have to up my MS medication to the max because I'm getting worse. I'm getting worse. And it's not like it's a surprise because in February, after my relapse and I was in the hospital and they did the MRI, I have secondary progressive MS now, which means there's no more uh, relapses and remission periods. It's just a steady you're effed. And it just gets worse and worse and worse. Some people it goes faster, some people it goes slower, but I am on every medication that I can possibly be on. I'm on all the right vitamins. I don't want to say I eat right, but I eat well, like I will have candy every once in a while and stuff, and like if my mom makes a dessert or if the kids want to order pizza, but generally I eat very healthy, because I want my kids to be healthy and I just want that type of thing. So I'm doing everything that I can and it's not helping. I'm getting worse and people are noticing, especially my doctor and my ex-husband and my mom, like definitely Emma, which is stressing her out. But what can I do? What can I do? And I know that you're probably like, what do you mean? Because in my videos, I seem fine. That's not how MS works. Like they call it an invisible disease for a reason, but people are noticing because if I'm sitting, I'm just fine. If I have to do something, it's a problem. It's a problem. But it's like, what can I do? It's just the pain just gets worse and worse all the time. But he did up my MS medications to the max. I don't know if it's helping. I don't notice anything. I actually feel like, but I'm afraid to stop any medication or stop any vitamins because it's like, what if it is working? And if I stop and it just becomes 10 times worse? But I am on all the medications, so let's just have all those positive vibes, fingers crossed that I get a little relief from everything because I want that. Every once in a while, I'll get a nice day, so that's good. But I did learn about a symptom of MS, which I have to tell you about because it is completely insane. It sounds insane. And I do already have a version of it, okay? Because I have to do my own research with MS because doctors don't really tell you anything. They're just like, because there's so many symptoms and everyone is different. They can't be like, this could be a symptom, this could be, because everyone's different. My symptoms will be different from theirs. Their symptoms will be different from mine. So there is a symptom, and you can look this up. It's just so unbelievable. It's called Charles Bonnet or Bonnet. I don't know. It's Bonnet. I don't know how you say that. But it has to do with your vision. Then I actually have one of those, possibly two. The second one kind of makes me sound crazy, but I'll tell you anyway. So the first one is pulsating patterns. And that's what I have. Like sometimes I will be blind for like a very long time in a certain part of my vision. Like over the summer, this whole area. So anything that was in this area of my vision, if I like, it didn't matter where I looked, that area, I could see absolutely nothing. It was like if your hand had an eye. What is that? What is it seeing? Absolutely nothing. I have that kind of vision. I actually got that vision back, thank goodness. But randomly, I will be doing things, or I'll go into a store or something, and I will start to go blind. And it lasts like about 20-25 minutes. And there are these weird shapes just in my field of vision, and they pulsate. I don't know how else to describe it, but it says pulsating patterns, and that's exactly what it is. It's pulsating patterns, but it will go away after about 20-25 minutes. Sometimes it'll go away in 10 minutes if, yeah, I don't know. So I do have the Charles Bonnet. I'm going to say Bonnet because that's what it looks like to me. I do have that, but there are two other things, versions of it. One of them I think I have experienced, but I thought that I was going crazy. It is, you see animals walking by, and I'm like, I have experienced that because I'll just be sitting on the couch or in the kitchen, and all of a sudden I will see like a dog or a cat just walk by, and I'm like, what the hell? And Ava is like on her chair or next to me or something, and I'm like, man, I'm going crazy. And then like I'll see something, but they'll just like disappear. So then I'm like, am I seeing like ghost cats and dogs? Like, what is this? But that is very rare. That's happened like 3 times in the last year that I will just be like, whoa, it's very odd. The third type, or the third thing that you could see, which I am kind of scared for this to happen because it could be scary. And I'm telling you, this sounds insane, but look it up. It is real. I could see mythical creatures. What do you mean? What do you mean I could see mythical creatures? I'm like, that could be cool. Like, what if I see a Pegasus or a unicorn? That would be cool. But what if I see like a dragon, or like a Bigfoot, or my son told me this morning, he's like, what if you see I think he said Cthulhu or something, and the Kraken? What? I'm worried about this for real. I'm actually worried because I'm like, I 100% get the pulsating patterns all the time. The animals running by, I've seen it. I've seen it. It's less rare than the pulsating patterns. Mythical creatures is an actual thing that could happen in my life. What? I'm terrified. Please don't let this happen. Please don't let this happen. Crazy, 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 right? Like, I'm just gonna stop talking about it because it makes me sound like a crazy person, even though it's a real thing. Anyway, okay, so another thing that happened over the summer, which took up quite a lot of our summer, me and Emma have this guilty pleasure, and I'm just gonna say it, it's Love Island. We started watching it last year, really liked it, so we started watching it this year, and we're obsessed. It is a reality TV show, which I absolutely hate reality TV shows. And towards the beginning of the show, it's disgusting. It is the most cringe-worthy thing, and it's like the whole time I'm just screaming at the TV like, disgusting, disgusting, because it's about these people who are trying to find love, and they're put on this island and they have to live in this villa, and it's so just cringy. And it's like, I don't need to hear things, I don't need to see things, like, just disgusting. Okay, but then you get involved with the characters, the people. These are real people. You get involved with situations that go on. Anyway, so we watched Love Island, and throughout the show, you vote. Sorry if you can hear my stomach, I haven't eaten today. Sorry. You vote on people that you want off, or like couples that you want to whatever. And at the end, it's like the final 2 couples or final 3 or something like that. I don't know. But my couple, Bryce and Trinity, they won. If you've never seen the show, you don't know what I'm talking about. But their name, like celebrity name, is Brennity. Oh my God, they won and they were my couple. I was rooting for them from day one. Well, not day one, because at first I was like, I don't know. I don't know about this. But then after one of the bombshell things happened, I was like, oh my gosh, yes, I want them. And me and Emma are waiting for August 31st because that is the reunion show. It's like, what's going to happen? And like, I follow some of them on TikTok, and it's like, it's so weird because it's weird to see them outside of the villa and like in normal people clothes. I know that sounds crazy, but if you've seen the show, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So, anyway, so that happened over the summer, and it took up quite a lot because it happens almost every single day, every week for 7 weeks, maybe. I don't know. It's really good. I like it, and it's like a drama. Anyway, another thing that happened is my niece had a baby. Uh, and I saw pictures of him online. Super cute. Um, but it was really odd because she told no one. No one. Uh, we saw her throughout the holidays and stuff. We didn't see her at Easter or Mother's Day or anything like that. But there was a reason because she didn't tell anyone she was pregnant. What? It was the oddest thing in the world. You just one day open up Instagram and she's like, "Oh, surprise, and welcome to the world. I have a son." What? So crazy. Like, whatever. If that's what you want to do, I guess. I don't know. Um, so we had a baby. That's good news. And then I had something sad happened. Um, my uncle, he he passed away this summer. Um, he had cancer for many, many years, and he lost that battle, but it's, I still am just like, I don't understand what happened because he had cancer for probably 2 or 3 years, and he went into a remission and then it came back once, and this January, it was like, oh my gosh, a miracle because he went to the doctor. He was going through all these rounds, and they're like, you know what? You don't need to do anymore. And it was shocking because his cancer was completely gone. It was gone. It was so incredible and shocking, even to the doctors, that they were like, uh, this is a medical miracle, what's going on. So we're actually going to be writing a book or articles or whatever about you. Amazing. Um, and then it randomly out of nowhere came back. And it came back really rough. I don't understand. I don't know how cancer works, but I don't understand how you can be completely cured, not a drop of cancer, and then it just comes back and aggressively. It was very fast. But when it came back so aggressively, it's like I knew. I was like, oh no, it's not good. Everyone was remaining hopeful though, but it just kept getting worse and worse and worse, and then it got really, really bad. And my my aunt was just in shock, because I think it was just because it happened so fast. It was just so sad. It was so sad. Like, I don't want to talk about that anymore. But so that happened. But yeah, so that was crazy. And then we also had some really crazy weather this year. Like it wasn't like a hurricane or, anything like that. But we just had some like really intense rain. And some of the rain, it just would not stop. There was one time that it rained so bad that it actually started flooding the neighborhood. Our house did not flood, but I started freaking out because it was flooding the neighborhood so bad that water, like the driveways right here, water filled the street and was coming up to our driveway. And I was like, and I have major PTSD from Hurricane Harvey, because my house did flood during Hurricane Harvey. So I, and it was so weird because in the 26 years that my parents have lived in this house, I don't remember, not that I can remember things, but I don't remember it ever getting that bad to where water was coming up the street to the driveway. I have never seen it like that. So I went into panic mode. I went into panic mode and I started calling my ex-husband and I'm like, you have got to come get us because I was scared. I was terrified. And I was just like, and like we when it floods like that and you're like in the country, you can't really use the water or like flush the toilets or anything like that. And I was like, we got to get out of here. And he lives in an apartment complex like 3 miles away, maybe five. But he lives on the second floor. And yeah, I just felt safer. So I was just like, please, so he came and got us, you know, as soon as I called, which is good because I'm glad that me and the ex-husband are on good terms and friends enough to be able to work and be like, you need to come get me right now. And then he comes and gets us, so that was good. But yeah, I just thought it was crazy. I'm like, what? We had to stay there for a couple days, which I did not like because that's not my house, and I don't know. I like my house, so I was very happy when my mom called and said that I could come home, nothing flooded or anything like that. But anyway, so that's basically all the stuff that really happened over the summer. So the kids are back in school, which I do not like. I am not one of those parents that is like, yes, when is school happening? Like, let's go. Let's get them out of here. They're driving me crazy. I'm not like that. I love my kids. Not that those parents don't love their kids, but I love them and I want to be around them all the time and they want to be around me all the time. Like we vibe, and it's like, what do you mean you have to go to school? You have to leave me? We don't just get to do whatever we want. Like over the summer, it's great, except it's a billion degrees, So I'm like, I know they have to go back. If I was smart enough to homeschool, I 100% would homeschool. But I'm not smart enough for that. Like, school's just different. School's way different from when I was in school, Like, I mean, I have a college degree, so I'm not dumb, but they teach things differently now, and it's like, and I can't do math. I am dumb at math. No, like I start crying when I talk about math, and we're not talking about math, so shut up. I don't want to cry. But I'd rather just than be here all the time. Like, don't leave me. But I know they need to go to school. They need to learn things. They have to socialize. Ugh, whatever. Just be adults. So we can hang out all the time. Um, but so now it's basically like countdown to Christmas for so many reasons. Because it's Christmas. But also I mean like Christmas break because it's amazing. Christmas break. they're home. They only get like 21 days for Christmas break, not 2.5 months like summer. I wish they got 2.5 months. That would be so amazing. But Christmas break is much better because there's Christmas decorations everywhere. Yes, we get to listen to Christmas music. We get to watch Christmas movies. I get to wrap presents. We get to open presents. There's like, I don't know, it's just different, and like it's cold. Yes, please. Oh, and then we get to have hot chocolate and make Christmas cookies. My aunt is actually, I think she's gonna do Cookie Day this year because she's like, I don't want Cookie Day to end because last year I was like, I can't do it anymore because it's really hard. And she's decided that she's gonna do it. Me and the kids, we're gonna have our own Cookie Day where they pick out the recipes and they make the cookies because that's the tradition. Um, but my aunt is also gonna have Cookie Day, so we're gonna have two Cookie Days this year. One where me and my kids just make the cookies, and then the other one where we go to my aunt's house and I don't have to worry about cooking everything, cleaning everything, doing all the games, blah blah. It's That's gonna be her thing now, I guess, because I just can't do it. But I will go. I think it'll be much easier for me just to go from this place to that place and not have to do all the hard work, because it's too hard on me, especially because I am getting worse and it's like I wouldn't be able to do it. Um, but anyway, so it's like countdown to Christmas break. But anyway, so that is all the stuff that happened over the summer, at least all the stuff that I could remember to write down that happened over the summer. Anyway, I really hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.